distracting when you want to do stuff and you want to enjoy the last bits of the city. That's how I feel about it. I have been meticulously labeling the boxes. We are starting the second episode of the moving series vlogs. Hi, I'm Celine, and I am currently in the middle of moving across the country from Toronto to Calgary. We are very close to actually starting the move as I'm recording this, but also when you're watching this, we might already be in Calgary, which is kind of crazy. If you guys caught the first video, I had shared the initial stages of packing and where we're at with all that. I would like to think that we're in the right place right now in terms of how much stuff has been packed, but I also feel like there's still a lot of stuff that needs to be put away. This morning, my boyfriend and I were just going for a nice little coffee. I will say our little routines and stuff like that are definitely things that I will miss from being around here. Over the next few days, we actually have some stuff planned, mostly things like enjoying the last bits of our time here and also continuing the packing process. Today we have a barbecue which Trevor's friends are throwing, so it's kind of gonna be like a goodbye with some of them. And unrelated, I am gonna get my nails done, so I'm gonna go to my nail appointment in a couple hours. I think we're also gonna try to go to the island and just a few things here and there. So here's to enjoying the last days of our time in Toronto, but also trying to get ourselves packed and ready to get out of here. I will quickly show you guys where we're at with the packing. These are most of the boxes, and then my den is an even worse disaster than it usually is. I have been meticulously labeling the boxes. I am proud to share that most of the pantry is empty. I mean, the bottom rows are not, but there was a bunch of stuff here that's packed away. The appliances were up there that I've taken down. We are painting an art list on the walls now. The view. If you guys have watched the first moving vlog, I was talking about all the viewings and people coming to see the apartment, and I also have seen the listing for this place. The main thing that's highlighted is the unobstructed view of the CN Tower, which is definitely nice, but I don't know if I would pay extra just for that. We're on the way to Trevor's friend's place. They've so kindly put together a little going away barbecue. I got my nails done. Can't really show. Try to hold this. Oh look, it works. I got zero packing done today. Tried to find something to wear and had an absolute meltdown. So tomorrow we're gonna have a great time going through the clothes. I think it just hit me that I have a lot of clothes I really need to throw out. Where we're headed now, or I guess where we are right now, is Brampton. Brampton is its own city, right? And I feel like as we've talked about moving, a lot of times when people do move out of Toronto, it does end up being places such as Brampton, Mississauga, Whitby, Burlington. These are like just outside of the city. Case in point, Trevor's friends that have moved out to Brampton. That said, it is nice that they have space, they've got a backyard, they've got a full house. That is the 411 on the GTA property neighborhoods. Today is Tuesday. It is the Tuesday after a long weekend in Canada, so it was Victoria Day long weekend. Really enjoyed just having time to do things around the city. Was what I hoped the vlog was gonna be about, because I wanted to show like what it's like to leave a place, you know, and the feelings around that. However, yesterday morning when I woke up, I was going to the bathroom and I noticed there was a puddle in the doorway. It turned out there was actually a pretty significant pool of water. So every time we stepped over it, water kept gushing out. Horrifying. So my boyfriend and I quickly checked basically all the potential sources of water where it could have been coming from. There were no leaks anywhere. I ended up texting my landlord. She immediately had somebody from the building come take a look. About 20 minutes later, he calls and it turns out that there was another unit that was involved. The conclusion, as they've provided so far, is that the unit next door, there's actually actually nobody in there right now. I think they might have gone out of town or something, but something has leaked. So that whole area they taped up is actually wet inside. So what they've done now is they've set up these fans. They're ginormous fans. There's a dehumidifier that's set up, basically just trying to dry up the area as much as possible. Sorry also if the lighting keeps changing. The sun is doing some weird things because of all the equipment that is taking up space now. It feels like there's just no space for anything. I think it's just the timing of it with everything that's happening and the fact that we're literally days away from moving. It definitely feels like a lot. As if it didn't already feel like a lot to begin with. On the note of packing my clothes, I have felt very challenged with that portion, I gotta say. Every single day, I basically told myself I need to take 2 items and just throw them out or donate them. And the hope in doing that was so I can get used to the feeling of throwing out things or decluttering. And you guys might have seen, I did a pretty big closet declutter half a year ago, something like that. And the fact that there are still items for me to get rid of is just kind of crazy, and it's really making me reevaluate how I'm purchasing things moving forward. Luckily, we have a donation bin in our condo garbage area, so it's very easy to give the clothes away. I'm not gonna be really selling stuff, including non-clothing items, just because I feel like as much as I would love to make some money, everything that I've heard from people that sell things has told me that it is time consuming, and time is just not something that I have right now. I feel better knowing that the clothes are at least donated to people that need them, and I'm just realizing we gotta start at the root of the problem, and the problem is buying clothes in the first place. So I'm trying to just keep that in mind moving forward and keep myself in check when we move into our new place. But that's how it's all going. Didn't expect this hiccup, but today, like I said, they're gonna come back, and I have work today as well. It is currently 7:40. The other part I haven't talked about is the fact that life still happens while you're moving. We still have work, there's still responsibilities and things around, just like adulting that need to get done, and I've kind of neglected a lot of it. I haven't worked out in several days. I just feel like all over the place, and it doesn't help to have these extremely noisy fans going for the past 24 hours.
See if there's anything I could do. Maybe you'd be open to staying.
I really appreciate that. All right.
Well, I guess, Celine, at this point, then I'll wish you a wonderful rest of your day and weekend. At least it's barbecue season again.
Absolutely. I hope you have a good weekend too. Of course, that happens when I'm about to film. Today is Friday. It is actually our last Friday in this apartment, which is kind of wild. But I want to catch you guys up quickly. I'm just getting myself ready. I'm heading out in a little bit, and I thought I'd let you guys know what's been happening. As I'm getting myself ready, you might be wondering where I got these super cute accessories. And with that, I'm so excited to share that I'm partnering with Ana Luisa on today's video. I have on one of their necklaces and their earrings here. I have admired their styles for such a long time. I think there's something for everyone that they offer, and the pieces are actually affordable but also known to be long lasting and tarnish free. So it's perfect for someone like me who doesn't want to break the bank but also wants to style myself. If you guys have watched me for a while, I also have, I would consider, a simpler sense of style. So the pieces I gravitate towards are generally simpler but still classy, still stylish, and that's exactly how I feel about these pieces. Along with the other pieces that I've received, I've been obsessed with them, and I can't wait to keep mixing and matching them. What's also great, because I know a lot of you are based in the US, is they offer free shipping across the US. And if you check their site with the link in my description, you'll see that they do often have sales on certain items. So that's an even better deal to save a few bucks on prices that are already affordable. I actually tried on a layered necklace not that long ago that was very expensive. I was like, I have other things I'm trying to save my money towards. So the fact that the prices are all so affordable on Ana Luisa is such a big win for me. So use a link in my description, and I can't wait to hear if you guys find any pieces that you like. As you guys kind of heard, my current internet provider had called because I've been starting to cancel all of my subscriptions or services that are for this address. I was really supposed to do it probably a bit earlier. I just had called yesterday. I'm sure you guys have heard the jokes about trying to cancel your plan. To be fair, both the people that I dealt with were very nice and they just kind of like explained that they needed to do this because that's basically their job, and totally fair. But it was funny because yesterday I had told her, okay, I need to cancel, and she went through the whole thing, and then she's like, okay, you're gonna have to return your box and you'll get a shipping label or return label. And I'm like, when does this cancellation start? She's like, today. I was like, oh, yeah, I need my internet still for a week. So to be fair, that was my fault, but we got that fixed, so we're all good now. Let that be a lesson if you're trying to cancel your internet, is actually tell them the day that you need it canceled on. And then after, I also went to Canada Post. So if you live in Canada, this might be helpful. They actually offer a service so you can get your mail forwarded. I'm sure they offer this in other places as well, but I had no idea about this because that's just so handy. You should make all the changes yourself anyways, but sometimes, you know, like you might forget something, or I don't know who sends mail anymore, but if somebody sent you mail and you couldn't receive it at your original address, then it just automatically reroutes to your new one. So I went to the post office yesterday and did that. A little update on the leak situation and those ginormous fans in our apartment. They're still here. I messaged our landlord a couple times to ask like what the deal is, and she basically was like, oh, they didn't specify a timeline, I'll give you notice. Because I definitely had my hopes up that we weren't gonna have to deal with this for that long, but I guess not. And I guess also what I've heard is they want to make sure there's no mold or whatever. Apart from that, we've started to move boxes into our storage locker just to like kind of clear out the space. I'm starting to think about things I actually just want to throw out instead of bringing with us. We're definitely going to get rid of the mirror because there's a crack in it. I don't know if I told you guys, but yeah, there's a crack in the mirror, the big mirror that I've used and shown you guys my outfits in this whole time. But yeah, it's got a crack, which is very bad juju. So we're not taking the bad juju with us. What else? Oh, we took down the things on our wall, so the wall is bare. So it's just the final little things. I hope. I just finished getting myself ready. I'm going to meet my friend. On the other note, my boyfriend is doing like a little barbecue thing with his friends in our apartment and then doing some drinks and stuff at the bar, so I might stop in for that. We'll see. And then tomorrow we do have a concert. We are going to see 21 Savage. That is one of our favorite rappers, both Trevor and I, so we got the tickets a long time ago and I'm pretty excited. It's on at the Budweiser stage, which is just such a great venue. It's nice and it's outside. But that's tomorrow. And then I told myself that I have to, like 1000% have to, just like lock myself at home and pack all day. So on Sunday, that is. So I'm hoping that actually happens. But it's like so distracting when you want to do stuff and you want to enjoy the last bits of the city. That's how I feel about it. But then also simultaneously, I need to get this stuff packed because I keep finding things that aren't packed. Do you know what I mean? Our last weekend in Toronto was filled with goodbyes and soaking up every last bit of the city. We finally checked out some places we'd been meaning to go to, and like I said, we went to a concert at the Budweiser stage. Honestly, this is one of my favorite venues ever. There's nothing that beats music outdoors and a beautiful view of the sunset and the CN Tower. So with everything that I've said, it is pretty clear that I have a soft spot for the city, and I have been asked why we decided to make the move. And there was a bunch of different factors that crossed our minds, but one main thing is that I never thought Toronto would be our final destination. Especially with my family on the West Coast, it was an eventual decision that we would end up closer that way, and things finally lined up for us to take the leap now. There's still so much I love about being in Toronto, but the things that I wanted to get out of it, I did, and I couldn't be more grateful for having the chance to enjoy the things we love about the city in our last days before we headed off to our next adventure, and all the chaos that comes with the moving day in the next vlog.